Welcome, 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 my magical friends. Welcome back to Magic with SoulBride. I'm so glad you came by my channel today. I am bringing you a video during my tea time to tell you a story, a legend about the Cherokee Nation and the origins of natural medicine among them. Now, I've got my rosemary green tea here to help me remember this story well and relay it well to you. But first I want to tell you a tale of my own making. Something that happened to me today and yesterday. So, I make rosemary smudge sticks. I make a lot of rosemary smudge sticks. It grows wild all over my property, and I like doing it. It's a way to connect with nature and with rosemary. And I like to give them away, by the way, because, you know, I make so many and nature gives them to me for free, so I would feel bad to accept money for them because I want to share rosemary with the world. Anywho, I made lots of rosemary smudge sticks yesterday, and when I woke up this morning, my hands were huge and swollen and raw and throbbing and swollen because I've mentioned this in a few of my videos, but in case you haven't seen those, I have rheumatoid arthritis. I was diagnosed 8 years ago with rheumatoid arthritis, and anytime I have any kind of like injury or affliction or sensitivity, my body, especially my joints, swells. It just happens, and there's nothing I can do about it. Somewhat. So this morning my hands were so raw, I couldn't make my bed, I couldn't open my door. My husband had to open the door for me, and it was really bad. So we're having a frost right now, like it's unnaturally cold down here. I live at the beach on the Gulf Coast, and it's like 29 degrees outside. And that's not necessarily rare because it does get that cold here, but it only ever gets that cold for like 1 or 2 days, and then it goes back to normal, and it's not going back to normal. So one of my aloe plants is biting the dust. She's not handling it well. I have lots of aloe, but this one took it hard. So with my hands so raw and hurting like they were, I went outside, and since she was passing away already, I harvested from her this leaf. Now, because she was distressed, she had swollen and puffed up. So what I did was I brought this inside, and I had my husband help me, and we squeezed it like a tube of toothpaste all the way down and down into my hands. And I had this big old goopy glob, and I just got it all over like this, and then very quickly I put these cotton gloves on, and I left them on that way for about half an hour, and it worked like a charm. After half an hour, I took them off. My hands, the redness had gone down, the swelling had gone down, and the sensitivity had lessened. So I can't pick up anything heavy or anything, but it's not so bad. I can handle it now, and was able to get on with the rest of my day. But I just wanted to share that with you guys because that happened to me today, and it was so magical, and it kind of ties in with the story I'm about to tell you. And I just want to thank you, Aloe, for your medicine and your spirit, and for helping me and my magical friends, because you helped me make this video. Alright, let me tell you the story. I love creation myths, and especially Native Americans. So, I'm really big into Cherokee myths, not only because I am Cherokee on my mom's side, but because, I don't know, their stories are just so interesting and so vast and so many, and I find them all amazing. So, here's the story. A long, long time ago, man and animal lived together in harmony, spoke peacefully, and lived well. Then mankind began to multiply, and the animals were forced into the forests and deserts. And then mankind continued to multiply rapidly, and they lost a bit of their spirituality in the process, and they began slaying the animals, not for hunger, but for their skins and furs. Wholesale. This the animals could not abide, so they decided they must punish mankind for their wicked ways. The bear tribe met in council, presided over by Chief Old White Bear. After much debate and discussion, war with humans was unanimously agreed upon. Chief Old White Bear decided that man's weapon, the bow and arrow, should be turned against him. One of the bears sacrificed himself to be able to provide to make the bowstrings, while other bears searched the forests for the right wood for the bow and for the arrows. They got the bow and arrow completed, but the bears could not release the strings of the bow and arrows because of their claws. So one bear offered to cut his claws for the bow, but Chief Old White Bear said no, because if he cut his claws, he would not be able to climb trees for food and safety. He might starve. So the deer tribe met in council, presided over by Chief Little Deer. Chief Little Deer decided with his council that yes, mankind shall be punished, but there's a catch. If a hunter prays for pardon for the slain deer, then it's okay. But if he does not, the deer tribe decided that they would inflict that hunter with painful rheumatism in his joints. So Chief Old Little Deer sends his messenger to the nearest tribe of humans, the Cherokee Nation. He told the Cherokee hunters, if you slay a deer, you must pray for pardon for the deer's spirit. You must explain that you take his life not in vain, but for only the hunger of you and your tribe. Do this, and we shall live peaceably. Do not do this, and we will infect you with horrible illness. And so it went. After that, anytime a deer was slain, Chief Little Deer would run to the spot and ask the slain deer's spirit, did you hear the hunter's prayer for pardon? If the answer is yes, Chief Little Deer goes back to his cave. If the answer is no, Chief Little Deer will track down that hunter and in the night afflict him with rheumatism, crippling him and making him a hunter no more. And the reptiles and fish also fell to the cruelty of mankind. They decided that the way they would get back at the humans would be to inflict them with horrible nightmares of serpents winding around them and eating them alive. The Cherokee went to their shaman for these horrible nightmares that they were having. And the shaman and the Cherokee came to the conclusion that should they stop their cruelty towards the reptiles and fish, that the nightmares would end. And so this kept happening all in the Cherokee Nation, all over for mankind. And the friendly plants heard about what was happening. So they decided each tree, shrub, bush, herb, and grass that they would furnish for mankind a cure for each of these ailments. And so, after that, anytime the Cherokee had an illness, they would go to their shaman or medicine man, and if ever he was in doubt, he would commune with the spirit of the plants, and he would always find a remedy for their ailments. And that is how the Cherokee Nation came to work with nature and plants to cure themselves a long, long time ago. That's the story. And I love that story. Now, for the obvious reasons that it's a lot like me, herbalist, and I have rheumatoid arthritis, I have never killed a deer. I just want to be very upfront about that. I have never killed a deer. I don't know why I have rheumatoid arthritis, but we draw the cards we draw. So yes, also being Cherokee, I have many ties to this story. And I just wanted to share it with you guys because it also goes along with so many of the things that I practice and believe. And, I'm not going to say I don't believe in killing deer, because if you're hungry, you have to eat. That's what I believe. Nature is cruel. It's a cruel world for man and beast. You have to accept that about nature. We love her, and we respect her, and we appreciate her, but nature can be cruel also, and we have to just understand that. But no, I've never killed a deer myself or killed anything. So I don't know why I have rheumatoid arthritis, but I do have the plants to help me. Thanks for stopping by, you guys. Blessed be.